day to day, still here on this May 22nd, 2014 at this 2004 here in Buenos Aires, and still under the same suffers and the same sickle, abominable all over. Just a couple of things. All through this day happened like always happens here around. Sickle can shed, sorry the word. PFA expertises, sickle degenerates, chasing me all over and making the 10 degenerations which birthed the daylight soul, saying national security. And the degeneration Brain Carnival Crudo Cabrera inside of the national security paranormal secretary in Argentina, claiming that we know what it does and we know what it is. But mind control have stolen to all of our men of the armed forces what they never had, they never did, and they never were, and won't be. And telling se lo hicimos acá, se lo hicimos. We don't do that here. And in the middle of this all saying Caratol still with my mother, while saying, we already done to you. All of yours are raped and murdered, and we already done to you. You wanna kill the whole people of the Army Argentina. Murder. And wanna murder all of the people of DRC and TLT, which are premeditated already. The reason why we're moving with ICC and with Israel. And people to try to assist and help us. In the middle of this all, I am not the hero is ADONAI, and I do my job as best I can. The thing is that Sodoma, the generations, prostitutes, burn whore, and its kafisha Sodoma, inside of the armed forces, evangelics shit, saying, we are not going to allow no murder no more, and we are not going to let people of the government to be murdered, and nothing like it says is true, so we are going to defending them all. And goes and murders our people, saying that they are of Pistis, which they are. And goes and rapes, destroys our peoples, except for LESE, which insists in having us hostage for my person and trying to ban me. Well, destroys them permanently, telling that there is Lord's reality, and insists with the degeneration's on mind control makes mind control, and by mind control controls all of the organized crime all the time. Sickle DIABLAS DEGENERADAS Brain Crudo Carnival Cabrera Anacondia. And vampires. And the DIABLAS DEGENERADAS, them defendant, which destroys people and ADONAI, and also curses me all the time, just saying, you are going to be what you say of them. Prostitutas, evangelistas de la maldita próstica Sodoma. Pretending to say that is what Lord wants, and the mercy of God. Destroying the churches of JHASHEM, and all of the people of ADONAI, and destroying the ones that says truth and establish truth, to saying God will help the government and put it in eminence. Prostitutas del infierno, the way they dies, Shala. And in the middle of this all came some things which we already knew, and somebody asked me just to say for it. While we're kidnapping, raping and murdering people all over, here, all around, all day through saying, he went in jail and escaped, and we're having sex with our men like always done, of course. See, we give it a photo. And the mother too. And the mother could be in jail because if she is a prostitute of us and have made indemnities to the government, and it is forbidden to having sex with men of the armed forces and military. It is forbidden, there's not permission for the making this. But the men of armed forces and military, faggots of Sodoma, goes and delivers people into massive rape and murder because of it's forbidden, and robbing all they can. And they says we have rights for it. We're government, we do whatever we want with everyone and with this. And the prostitute Christina Kirchner and the pedophilics and prostitutes officialism, saying, we have our government law, and our government law is presented in the whole of the world, and this is our law, and we are making about the real patriot our law. The whole degeneration that I give you here. https www. Las leyes de los degenerados, de los sodomitas y de las prostitutas de ellos. Oficialismo de degenerados y de perras enfermas del infierno para todo el mundo. Que ni siquiera el Estado argentino reconoce ni tampoco tiene conciencia de, porque en ningún momento se presentaron delante de ningún pueblo, de ninguna nación y de ningún estrado. Point INT, F9, last key and cleaner, my site, last BLYTT ICC. And with this all, besides this all, I had Eugenio Medina, Borda, with the Council of the Borda and the Council of Prostitutas de Cuarta, like him, of Sodoma, watching me all through government of the city of Buenos Aires and the faggot land, sorry the word, of the government of the city of Buenos Aires, watching whenever they needed to watch, whenever they needed to make a focus on me, but whenever International Criminal Court needed there to be a focus on me in the city, they were moving other sides. Right? So suddenly I were singing something like Mayol and some other to corroborate because of their threats to murdering Amia, or anybody to be around if I show that I sing a note that faggots this, which keeps on forging what I do. And killing people because of they says, you show me that you sing right here, right now, and I'm going to believe you, this is yours. And attacks and kills people because of says, you're going to do what I command. Of course. And the reality of the soul, Gobierno de la Ciudad de Buenos Aires of prostitutes, like always were, them shit of the hell, making the shit that I'm going to say, so I give you. The reality of this, besides I supposedly being in jail all the day, the whole day Eugenio Medina, Borda Consul, sick of prostitutes that generates sick of psychopaths, sick shit, telling all through that I were the whole day spending the whole day delirium on the streets walking. Parties of them on the coverage of whatever they're to come, for one or another. If doesn't serve this, the others going to serve, but medication comes, of course, we don't do it. And also watching me all through from a satellite, the disgusting son of a bitch. Sorry the word. And the reality of the soul, telling that I were delivering from a satellite. From a satellite of United Nations. Upon my person and watching my moving and where I were and where I went to and how I went over a special device that I got and I had to have. Thank God I got it. Which has the possibility over the same hardware of the device to linking over that awesome satellites to positioning me further Google or not Google, further software or not, where I am and the functions of what I do completely. So the reality of the soul to comes now is also I were making blowjobs all over and having sex with all as found in the middle of the way for the Evangelics Sodoma prostitutes business. And telling that I were having people to singing like a woman, making sacrifice and blowing men all around and sending them to hell for I to have that. Oh my God. I just don't get it. How is that possible? How can somebody making that thing, and what kind of a witchcraft is that? Is for a blowing up a phallus comes a female woman? Wouldn't there be testosterone around the mouth? What kind of a female woman comes from that? Is that census about what kind of a witch it is? And what kind of a reality? Even if that will ever happen, which never did. And the reality of employment and Kelvot Kemafechati Kol Kodesh Kiom of Lefi and Chadesh and Fotlement Chiatesh Apanim Kol Plenemine Fechatni. And suddenly came this, which Claro Argentina were blocking me and still blocking me. There is about 4 hours and some more that I'm trying to load up a simple video made with my software and my telephone, which surely I should giving about 10 or 12 on the regulations of the enterprise, but they should reimburse me for damages. But do you know what happened? The disgusting prostitutes of Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner inside the whole services of this disgusting shit of a country, just making me all with Borda Alvear, government of the city of Buenos Aires, Federal Police of Argentina, faggots, Sodoma, and the whole damn shit Kirchners and pedophilic degenerate, making sues on me for prejudice. Before, previously, penal and federal saying damages exist and this person damages, and races also against the evangelical, races against the government of the city of Buenos Aires, the doctors, and races also against Claro, and races I race against shit. And suddenly telling that I damaged them, and Sodoma faggots, Federal Police of Argentina, damaging my device, my laptop, and my software, so I cannot read that I have ports, USB ports, and I cannot read that I have a DVD. And I said they damaged me. And the faggots, disgusting shit Sodoma telling, so, if the laptops and everything belongs to us. This came on saying since Evangelica, Diabla, Degenerada, Guillermo Horacio Prein, and Osvaldo Carnival said that Lord had a prophecy, Milla Thecheti Achadi Jedaya. That's what they give. Milla Sedachati Etrechti Shahati Jedaya. Saying Lord, Adonai. Telling that everything that I had and I existed belonged to my enemies, the enemies of us, the enemies of Yahweh, the enemies of Yeshua, the enemies of RUACH Elohim. Adonai will keep himself, and all he needs and he wants and he makes to the hell. These false prophets, prostitutes of Sodoma, the generation pretended of pastors and lords and kings of Jesus, the Jesus of the BLYTT, which is not even Yeshua, because of Jesus' name doesn't exist, except for the justifying of Hashem himself about salvation, about he says himself, not them. And the reality of this in Klovet Remi MESHIACH'HA Tishbelchinim, Kelchat Atreka Tishbelchat Atnechta. And suddenly the reality of the soul that Klovet Tashmonechti of Oflani and Chateski Botlaneski is Achativi. Is Botlametri and Chovot Radishim Fechti, saying, belongs to us. That they were since the beginning with that disgusting shit of this horse, saying that God gave in them, which never happened and will never be, and lives like a very pack of demons, making the witch job, saying we persevere and we persist in the prayer. It's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen because of the devil races. Like any time shadow of a witch. Like if God wouldn't have his person enough for the making, if there will be God, what he says to be. So that them hell witches and demons, them shadow of prostitutes, this, saying that they can make it happen. Saying that God doesn't have hands, no arms, no legs, no eyes, no mouth, no brain, no mind, no thoughts. God is just like a new age energy or fart all around for them. Forgive me, Hashem, for what I say. And they says they gotta be the God they call abominable, lousy, damn shit. And with this soul making the like any damn shit of a witch, like they are, and destroying us all, like the hell they are, forever. And in the middle of this reality, Koflet Remedium Fishachaletik Dal Hedisum Potlemendikas kan ingedim. Keltrome Vetrio Fotleni Mesefechatish Kada, Sachan. saying, for the damages and prejudice that made unto us, Sodoma faggots, Sodoma, Argentina, PFA, everything of him belongs to us, that came on premeditating with these prostitutes to robbing me and robbing us all, saying, for the damages to the government, he gotta pay, and claro Argentina with the rest of the damn shit of a country, making suits of damages, damaging us. The Argentinian local law is right quite enough for us. We're going to prove the expertises of Cristina Kirchner already shown everything. And like I always said, Federal Police of Argentina, corporation of psychopaths, degenerates, criminals, cycles, brains of shit, in services for any kind of like them. Criminals, psychopaths, degenerates, brains of shit, goddamn shit. Like Cristina Kirchner and corporation, officialism, lives for that, and destroys everyone inside that try to putting orders and saying enough. And Evangelica degenerates, saying, we are not going to let to happen no murder no more. Let's happen it once in evidence. Oh, theirs is not. And goes to rape and murders people of us, saying that we are the criminals while they are the abomination. Except for this list that I was saying. And are all carnivals, cabreras, cranes, crudos, and anacondas, and some other. So suddenly the reality here is, do we have to do some kind of a ashes to ashes, hell to hell, and what is cuts to the heaven at once and finish the ship? Perhaps it is better. Let's think around. HTTPS www. Nada se compara a Adonai, Hashem Yahweh, YESHUA'HA Elohim. Nada hay comparable y la belleza, hermosura, majestad es sobreabrumadora. Solamente Dios puede ser Dios. Y todo otro que pretenda solamente su muerte tendrá. Shalom. F6, no, F1. Oh, as recall, last key and cleaner, my side, last BLYTT, ISIS in New York. Here you have everything and I'm sick of this. Forgive me, my so every godliness kadachtiri. I'm sorry, Hashem. I'm sorry, Moshe. I'm sorry, baby, my love. I'm sorry, Uranus. I'm sorry, Israel. I'm sorry, Sion. I'm sorry, our friends and brothers, sisters. I'm sorry. I had a very swearing whole day for the riot and violence, and even at the channel rate, which is PFA 95,114 21,653 about Security Council's United Nations, which came and parked 70 meters from me, saying, "Come over and blow me, ask me for the pack." Like all the time we're making this damn shit, and also ask them and telling, of course have to come and blowing me, of course gotta be done, of course have to. HTTPS www. Son trolazos y trolazos morirán. Así es el experto de Cristina Fernández de Kirchner, y así muere sodomita degenerado. .int and trolazos with Tixi Z. F9, the same like before. Forgive me for this. Here you have everything that are doing to me and to us. And the commandant of Cristina Kirchner also says to the world, "Oh, poor me, you're afraid, don't you see I'm a victim?" Victim, her disgusting korchi. She is going to hell, she is part of it, always were. And the son of a shit of the one that called husband, and the damn shit that calls son, and the damn shit that calls Delta, and the damn shit that calls officialism, co-patriotas. With her, forever. This is it for now, and I'm sorry my terms. Alejandro Mario Blanco Radamí, Buenos Aires. This is now 2024. And this video is not loaded up still because of Clara wants to play, "Oh, always stolen to them. The guy's made it all the time and he'd taken off." I'm going to put them in hell sooner and trying to rescue the people that really works.